This particular evening, I have something that's completely new to me, something I've never had before, as is usually the case. But this is again something new because um, it's a. Okay, I'll level with you. This is a whiskey from Newfoundland. I have never had a whiskey from Newfoundland before, so it's a really new thing. There's a thing on the collar here saying, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open this up first and pour a dram. Yeah, I'm going to pour a dram, then I'm going to read the stuff that's on the bottle. I think that's only fair. Oh. Looks like this. Oh, it is a cork. It's a synthetic cork. It's a synthetic plastic black cork. And it is a whiskey from Newfoundland. So I guess that would fall in the category of Canadian whiskey. What's on here? Here it says Manhattan. Okay, Signal Hill Connection. The barrels, the grains. One of the smoothest and most full-bodied sipping whiskeys that I have ever experienced, says Michael Booth. And who's he? Master blender, creator of award-winning whiskeys. Okay. What's it say on the back here? There's a little thing that was on the neck of the bottle. Okay. The grains, a blend of column distilled corn and pot distilled barley. Okay. Barrels, aged in 3 different barrels, Canadian whiskey, new white oak, and bourbon, each adding another layer of flavor, which are preserved by our unique non-chill filter system. Well, that's nice. The water, expertly blended using pristine Newfoundland water. And there's the Manhattan, which I don't mix drinks so much, so it's not important to me. Here it says Signal Hill Connection. Our logo is inspired by an ancient Norse symbol. Just in case you were wondering, it looks like that. The 3 triangles hold a great amount of meaning and have often been linked to different trinities. For us, it connects the 3 most vital parts of our whiskey: the grains, the barrels, and the water. Signal Hill lies at the heart of our trinity, which will forever stand as a symbol of the human spirit's desire for connection. Okay. And once again, it looks just like that. Okay. What does it say on here? Fine print. Welcome to one of Canada's most beautiful and iconic landmarks, Signal Hill. Aside from the panoramic coastal landscapes and natural beauty, Signal Hill is an international historic landmark as the site where the first reported transatlantic wireless signal was received and a waypoint for the first non-stop transatlantic flight. It will forever stand as a symbol of the human spirit's desire for connection. We raise a glass to Signal Hill and its place in history with this fine whiskey. Using the highest quality of corn and barley, we age our spirits in 3 barrel types: Canadian whiskey, new white oak, and bourbon. Our blending process creates a beautiful amber color and provides layers of flavor for you to discover. The nose is okay. Says honey, vanilla, dried fruit, hint of spice. Mouthfeel is rich, full-bodied. Signal Hill whiskey, St. John, Newfoundland. Okay. From St. John's, Newfoundland comes this Signal Hill. Okay. This one cost me $54.14 out the door. That was $46.99 was the price on it. 10-cent bottle deposit, a liquor tax of $4.70, and $2.35 goods and services tax. So that's $54.14 Canadian out the door. What have we got? 4 legs. Oh. There are actually legs there. Interesting. See that? Now this glass was not washed recently. This was washed a long time ago. And so there are legs. The secondaries are coming down too. And that's interesting because this is bottled at 40% alcohol by volume only. There's some vanilla, some honey. What's that other thing I'm getting? Sweetness from the corn, definitely. Quite a bit of sweetness from the corn. This is a 2017 Victoria Whisky Festival glass. Yeah, I'm getting some rye spice in there. Did they say rye? Or was it just Canadian whiskey? Was it wheat? I think it said something about... it said here the grains. Wait. Don't want to get this wrong here. Grains. Blend of column distilled corn and pot distilled barley. Okay, so that means that there's no rye involved here. I'm getting that there's a corn sweetness, but then there's that whole wheat bread note. That I've had this whole wheat bread note before, and it brings me right back to the gymnasium, which also became the lunchroom in the elementary school where I went to grades 1 and 2. This takes me right back to those gray-brown tiles on the floor and all the lines for basketball and the other games that are played on the court. Yellow lines and white lines and red lines. Yeah, okay, so there's none of that rye spice, but the wheat is giving some spice as well. So this is interesting. I don't usually read the labels before I buy. I just see something new and I grab it and I bring it home. Now, is this worth the price of a cheap single malt? Like a McClellan's? It's about the same price as a McClellan's. What does it say about the nose again? I gave you what I thought, I think. The nose, delicate blend of honey, vanilla, and dried fruit with a hint of spice. Yeah, I got the hint of spice, but the dried fruit. Yeah, I guess if I dig dried fruits, dried pears and dried apple, things like that. Maybe a bit of dried banana. Okay, let's go for the taste. Mouth-watering. It's more fruity on the palate than it is on the nose. I will have to have a second sip of this. Honey, vanilla. There's a hint of there's spice on the palate as well. Spice like white pepper, and there's some dried fruits as well. Interesting for a Canadian whiskey. Very interesting. Let's do that again. Ah, dried fruits again. Pears, bananas. Nice. This is quite interesting and quite delicious. And there's still a bit of that spicy white pepper spiciness on the finish. Very interesting. And full-bodied too. For 40% alcohol by volume, this is no slouch. What does it say on the palate? How wrong did I get it? Or, you can't be wrong, really. It's what you get. Mouthfeel is rich and full-bodied, yes. Well-balanced. Warm and lingering finish. Okay. The finish is a little bit spicy, like I was saying. I don't know about warm, but it is spicy. Not overly spicy, just right. I'm going to attack that one more time. Yeah, dried fruit on the palate, definitely. And it's got a viscous enough mouthfeel for 40%. And there is that spicy white pepper lingering finish. This is actually rather good. And I would say, I would venture, that it is worth the price. This is the kind of flavor that I would expect from a 43% alcohol by volume whiskey rather than 40. So it punches above its weight. It's a rather pleasant first dram. I cannot fault this. And it's interesting to not have the rye spice. Usually a Canadian whiskey will have a spice from the rye. But the spice we're getting here is from the wheat, which is really different. Really different. It's a gentler spice than the rye spice. It's more subtle, but it's actually quite delicious. Can't complain at all about this one. Cheers.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food Quig.
Food quick.
Yeah.